Museums are known for their exciting exhibitions and events, but did you know that museums can also be a sanctuary of self-care? Hit pause on your busy week every Wellness Wednesday with Mind and Mood Recharge at the Penn Museum, powered by Penn Medicine. Every first Wednesday from 5 to 8 p.m., starting November 5th, get centered with all levels yoga, sound bath, guided meditation sessions, and more in this revitalizing after-hours experience. Penn Medicine staff and patients get in for free. Look for the code from Penn Medicine or show your Penn Medicine ID at the door. For more information, head over to penn.museum/recharge. It's the Friday News Roundup. We're talking about the latest in the case of Kada Scott. City Council is cracking down on smoke shops. SNAP benefits are in jeopardy. And BG, Brandon Graham, is back. It's Friday, October 24th. I'm Trenae Nuri, and here's what Philly's talking about. Joining me this week at the Filler Club is CityCast Philly producer Abby Fritz. Hey, Abby.
Good morning, Trenae.
Good morning. It's getting colder. I'm feeling fall. It is here. I'm excited. I'm not sweating anymore.
I broke out the big jackets this week, so
same. And like the sweaters, the sweater weather. All right, we've got a lot to talk about this week, but we'll break it down bit by bit. I want to first start with the updates involving the Kada Scott case. This has been a story that shocked Philly this month, and really actually I'm seeing more and more national media outlets start talking about this, reporting on this on social media, on YouTube, because there's also a lot of outrage about the death of Kada Scott. She was the 23-year-old woman who went missing in early October during her work shift at an assisted living facility up in Chestnut Hill. She was later found dead in a shallow grave behind this abandoned school in Germantown. It's such a sad story, and my heart goes out to her family. The medical examiner this week ruled that Scott's death is a homicide. Authorities say she was shot, but as of Wednesday, didn't say what the cause of death was just yet. Police have arrested and put into custody 21-year-old Keon King, who's now been charged with murder and additional crimes related to this case. Police say he kidnapped her, killed her before burying her in that shallow grave near the vacant school. The school, Ada Lewis Middle School, is really important in this case too, and we'll talk later about that in just a bit. But investigators are also looking for another possible person or accomplice involved in the case because they believe that someone helped King in this crime.
Or even not just one person, maybe multiple other people.
Right.
Yeah.
Part of the outrage in this case has been the fact that King, the man charged with murder, had been arrested for kidnapping and other related crimes earlier this year. And in those cases, victims didn't appear for trial, so prosecutors didn't proceed, and charges were withdrawn. And he was let go. On Monday this week, there was a vigil held for Scott in her honor near the middle school. The part of this now is a conversation about this school, and it had been vacant for years. And according to the Inquirer, city leaders had cited the school district 10 times since 2020 for overgrown weeds, graffiti, and like trash all around the property. Basically, the community said it's been a nuisance.
Yeah, and people like go in there and like it's still accessible to the public, even though it's like technically closed off.
So I wanted to like dig into the story a little bit more because I saw council member Cindy Baz, who wrote a letter that she posted on social media to the school district asking them to consider demolishing the building because of the cited harm, basically, that the community has been talking about, especially in connection with Scott's case.
Yeah.
However, though, there's like a little backstory to this because there was actually a plan to redevelop this property into homes. But that proposal went before the school board for approval, but it was let go without much explanation to the public. Now, developers who are a part of this project or a part of the proposal started to point fingers at City Council member Bass for being the reason that the plan didn't go through. Now, Bass denies those claims. So it's a lot of pointing fingers here.
Is the building technically owned by the school district? Is that why they had to go through them?
Yes.
Okay.
And also a part of all of this too, Abby, is that the district is undergoing a facilities planning process right now, which they're basically reviewing more than 300 buildings that they have. And they're going to soon possibly recommend school closures. But we have to really just like continue to monitor any developments on that story. So like basically what happens with this building. And going back to Scott's case, investigators are still looking into if there were other people involved in her murder.
Yeah. My heart goes out to the family.
Absolutely. We'll be back after this short break.
So another story that I've been following this week starts kind of at the national level. The state made the announcement that because of the government shutdown, that SNAP benefits are at risk of being cut starting in like a week. And SNAP, for those that don't know, is the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, formerly known as food stamps, and it helps low-income families get groceries with EBT cards, and it is funded by the federal government, which is why this shutdown is impacting this program in Pennsylvania.
So many people are concerned. I've seen it all over like TikTok. They just don't know what to do. And it's hard because next month is Thanksgiving and we're getting into more of the holidays where there's a lot of family gatherings where
people need food.
People are eating meals, right?
Absolutely. And it makes sense because so many people utilize SNAP. I mean, 1 in 8 Americans use SNAP. There's 2 million people in Pennsylvania that use SNAP. And in Philadelphia specifically, over 30% of residents use SNAP, which is the highest percentage by county in the whole state. We are going to be impacted by this the most in Pennsylvania. Other states that made similar announcements this week include Colorado, Texas, Illinois, Minnesota, New York, West Virginia. So this is, impacting us directly, but also impacting the whole country to an extent. There is potential for the government to tap into a reserve funding that's specifically set up for this situation if there's a government shutdown.
Okay.
But it would cost $8 billion to keep SNAP running, and the fund only has $6 billion. So
oh my gosh.
It doesn't, even if they did use all of that money just to help out SNAP, it seems like it wouldn't cover, the whole balance there. States could take on the financial burden of keeping the program running, but they don't know if they would be reimbursed if they do that. And, here in PA, we don't even have a budget. So I don't know if we have some secret money hiding somewhere that they could tap into, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that.
This is so ridiculous because, it's just becoming more and more apparent. And we're going to really see, families, children not being able to eat. And I know that lawmakers are aware of these issues, right? I don't think that they're blind to it. But it really just shows you, your constituents are suffering at this point.
Yeah.
This is now going beyond just maybe surface level politics. This is literally hurting us.
Yeah. Very directly.
That people will remember. So if this is a political move, if this is all kind of tied into elections and that sort of thing, I'm not a complete expert, but I would say that this is probably not a strategy that I would recommend.
Yeah.
And I would recommend coming together pretty quickly to get something resolved.
Yeah, it feels like this, like you said, I feel like this goes beyond politics, and it's I get it. I might even agree with some of the issues they're fighting over and negotiating over, but it feels like this is your job. Come together, come to an agreement, fund the country. Like, it's not fun and games. It's not someone's career. These are people's lives. These are people's kids. These are people's food.
The people that voted you in.
Exactly. So, these are the moments that government feels really big and disconnected and really out of touch with the people they're actually governing. And I mean, we are going to suffer. Pennsylvania is going to suffer. The people who utilize SNAP are going to suffer. And also, our local institutions are going to have to pick up a lot of slack. I'm thinking about right now the local food banks that are there to help with distributing food in times like this. And all the time, newsletter editor Siani Cologne put together a roundup of food banks in the area, which was in the newsletter yesterday. She's also done a community fridge roundup, so you can check that out if you want to find resources or donate to these local orgs in this time, because they're definitely going to be seeing some increased need if these SNAP benefits do get cut next month. And we'll have those links in the show notes to all of Siani's work.
Great resources. All right, shifting gears. City Council has recently taken more action on smoke shops in the city. Do you have smoke shops in your neighborhood?
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
I feel like they've just popped up a lot more in recent years. So city council members and even neighborhood groups, they've been down at City Hall recently talking about these. They kind of classify them or give them the distinction of like nuisance businesses because they cite that there's illegal sales of unregulated products, that sometimes they're operating without the proper licenses. And we actually talked about this on the show back in April with City Council member Cindy Bass, who represents the 8th District, about how she's also taken on these nuisance businesses in her district. I've seen videos on social media where she's talking with community members, police get involved, and people are just really upset that these businesses have been able to operate for so long without proper licenses, like I mentioned, and that sometimes even that they're near like daycares, like where kids are at.
And I think too, it seems like the amount of them that pop up, even in like small stretches of streets or in communities, it seems like a business will close and the next thing to pop up, it's going to be a smoke shop. And they'll keep going and they stay open. And it seems like that small businesses are having such a hard time opening and remaining open in Philadelphia. And it is fascinating to me that this is one of those businesses that are holding on, even though it doesn't seem like communities have a ton of buy-in into it.
Right. So there's 2 bills involved in this. One would basically classify the sale of these unlicensed tobacco products and like cannabis as civil matters instead of criminal matters. So like the police could get involved and ultimately shut down these stores more quickly, as well as make it illegal for violators to continue to run these stores under any new name.
That's interesting because if you just have one closed, then another could open, even run by the same people who maybe were having these shady business practices at their last location.
So it seems like more council members are buying into this, and we would have to wait and see if Mayor Parker signs them. All right, we've got more news after the break. What you doing this weekend?
There is so much going on this weekend.
I know.
When we were talking about what we wanted to recommend, there was like 5 or 6 things that I was like, oh my God, I could talk entirely about this.
Right.
But I think something that everybody's been talking about this week are the Eagles. And yes, they do play again on Sunday, so you can totally...
So much anxiety is around this, though.
Anxiety, excitement. I just went to a watch party with my rugby team last week for the Eagles games. That was fun. I'm sure there's going to be a ton more of that this weekend. But everybody has specifically been talking about the return of Brandon Graham.
I know.
He's back, baby.
He is back, and I feel like he is just so excited. His energy, and I saw a video of the trash talking that he does. I mean, it's a true skill.
Yeah, this could go on his resume.
Chicken sandwich, boy. Lil Lane. I'm back, Lane. I'm coming to get that Popeye's chicken sandwich, boy. Extra spicy. Boop, boop. That's all you gonna hear. Boop, boop. They can't hold up. Hey, go blue, but I'm coming over there, too. We gonna be in your dreams tonight, I promise you. Hey, Tutu. Not this way, big dog. Tails never fails. I guess Tails failed this time.
Yep, that is the edge rusher that retired after winning this year's Super Bowl with the Eagles. He had played for 15 seasons with the team, and now he's back for a 16th, so we get more trash talking.
I saw a tweet that asked if Jason Kelce was going to join back, and he's like, hey, they're like, hey, Jason, you busy? And he's like, very. So he's not going back.
Yeah,
but
he's got deals on deals
BG
on deals.
is back.
Yeah, rumors started after the current edge rusher Azeez Ojulari went out due to a hamstring injury in this past Sunday's game. He is the third edge rusher this season to be benched for injuries, which is crazy. So Graham announced on Tuesday on his podcast, Brandon Graham Unblocked, that he is stepping back up to the plate and going to be wearing the Eagles jersey again. And we may even be able to see him play this Sunday. He's already back on the roster, and the defensive coordinator said Ojulari won't be able to play this weekend, so we'll see. He could be back up and running, although Graham did say when he made the announcement that he's coming back that he didn't expect to be ready to, hit the field again for about 3 weeks. So,
Okay.
So, but that's from him. If the team needs him, the team needs him. So
Right.
Who knows?
I met him.
Really?
Yes,
Where?
This might have been maybe like 2 seasons ago. There was like this huge block party on Fairmount Avenue.
Uh-huh.
DJ Diamond Cuts was out there.
Yeah.
There was games. There was, and Brandon Graham was there taking photos. And somehow me and the kids, we got like tickets to like go and greet him and meet him.
Mm-hmm.
Such a nice guy. And so we have like a small little like Eagles helmet signed by Brandon Graham.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes. So other than watching the Eagles on Sunday, what else are you doing?
So I've got a rugby game Saturday in Jersey, so I'll be busy on Saturday. But back on Sunday, I'm going to check out Philly Cider Week.
Ooh.
Right? Sounds fun. I love cider.
And you know what? Cider is light. It doesn't weigh you down.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like you can, whether it's alcoholic or non-alcoholic, you can keep going on those. It's good stuff. And apples are in season right now, so it makes sense that this is the time of year that we would have a cider week. So on Sunday at Head House Square in the farmers market area, they're going to have a cider stroll, and this kind of kicks off a week of events that are going on throughout Philly surrounding cider. It's going to be from 3 to 7 p.m. They've got lots of Apple-related vendors, live music, and you can get a cider passport for either $20 in advance or $25 at the door, which gets you samples from every cidery. This is also kid-friendly, so if you want to bring the kids, there's face painting, there's hot cider, and all the proceeds from a raffle and the passports go to Philly-based nonprofit, the Food Trust, which works to bring nutritious food to communities. And after everything we've talked about today, donating to these organizations, doing something fun like this, makes me feel good.
Yes, absolutely. I've got a great fundraiser that I'm actually going to be involved in this Saturday. It is the Legacy Youth Tennis and Education Gala.
Oh.
It's happening at the Please Touch Museum. And they asked me to host a fireside chat with KG Manjani. I am so excited. Legacy Youth Tennis and Education is right in like East Falls.
Mm-hmm.
So many families that I know, they're like, oh my gosh, my kid plays tennis there. And I'm like, cool. So they're going to have an auction, which is now open, and you can get tickets, although they are limited for the gala, but I'm excited for that. And before that, I've got more youth football, which has literally taken over my weekend. It doesn't look like it's going to wrap up until like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because they're so good, which is a great thing. But I'm tired.
Well, congrats to them.
Thank you.
Apologies to you.
But before we go, we want to let y'all know that you can support CityCast Philly through our Neighbors program. You get so many great perks, like invites to member-only events, and we've got some that we're trying to cook up. We got swag. I will shout you out on the show. I will shout out your favorite business. So head over to membership.citycast.fm. It's been a week. Lots of other stories that we've been following. You can check them out in our Hey Philly newsletter. Abby, thanks for being here on CityCast Philly today.
Thanks so much for having me, Trenae.
That's all for us today on CityCast Philly. Our executive producer is Matt Katz. Our producers are Abby Fritz and Lizzie Goldsmith. Our Hey Philly newsletter editor is Siani Colon, and our host is me, Trenae Nuri. Want to give a special shout out to our sister podcast, CityCast Pittsburgh. Thanks, y'all, for your help this week. Music is by Philly's own Interminable, with additional music from all the kimonos. If you enjoyed this show or this week of episodes, share this in the group chat, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our morning newsletter, Hey Philly. We'll be back Monday morning with more news from around the city. Have a great weekend and be safe, y'all. Bye.